You are listening to Dear Texas Radio, where we encourage Texans to drop everything and read. Your host for today is B. Allen Bourgeois.
And welcome to Dear Texas Radio. We're doing a special show today. Our guest is ill, and so he was not able to attend. So we're going to talk to Arlene Gale, and we're going to be talking about the Authors Marketing event that's coming up. She is a speaker at that event, and she'll be talking about her two sessions that she will be giving. One of them is Marketing 101, Thinking Outside of the Computer Box, and the other one is Grow Your Business with a Book. Welcome, Arlene.
Hey, Alan, it's good to be here. I'm glad I'm not sick. I'd much rather be here.
Well, we appreciate it. So let's go ahead and jump into Marketing 101. A brief synopsis is that Marketing 101 teaches writers to think outside the box by going back to the basics of winning marketing strategies in early writing through implementing a successful marketing plan when the book is finished. That's a lot to consider. So give me a shorter version that people can wrap their heads around.
Okay. Well, in life, in politics, religion, all sorts of different subjects we could throw out there. The pendulum swings far left and then far right and then back again. So we went from that old-fashioned face-to-face handshake kind of marketing to people thinking that marketing is getting on Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, doing a website, and it's all social media. It's all on the computer. So we went from the old-fashioned handshake, look them in the eye, talk to them kind of marketing to the, removing that connection kind of marketing and doing it all on the computer. And what I teach is I think we need to move someplace to the middle where we have a combination of both of those strategies, that a marketing plan for an author to sell a book is not just one or the other, that really to be a profitable, successful author, there's lots of things to consider before you even get to that point of selling your book. But when it comes to selling your book, we've got to think outside the computer box is what I'm referring to when we talk about marketing.
Okay. So give me a brief example, especially when it relates to books, how somebody would need to think outside the box.
Well, we have book signing events. You can go to libraries. Those are places that get you in front of people, and those are certainly valid and sometimes successful opportunities to go out and meet your public, and that's great. But even above and beyond that are opportunities to partner with other authors. So maybe other authors either in the same genre, the same genre, and hold your own book signing event. Or maybe get some authors together who are an author or in genres that are similar to yours but different so that you can cross-market. So their readers now become your readers. So, for example, if you write science fiction and somebody who writes horror, or somebody else who does historical, you all may have similar things in common that would bring out an audience, but you have enough things differently that you're each going to attract a different group of audience. So there's nothing, one of the things that's great about that kind of an event that you organize with other authors, whether it's in front of a grocery store or at a bookstore or at another event, is, author A brings in one type of reader who might buy the book for author B or C, and author C brings in a group of people who are interested in their genre who may then also get to know and love. And so it's just one example of how you would think outside the box, not only in how you do a book signing and organize it, but who you team with and some of the places that you might actually go to do that.
Okay. A lot of that sounds more like it's just teamwork and social media. So how would that be considered part of marketing?
Well, it's part of marketing because you're marketing you're getting yourself known to a different group of people. So the people that are following you on Facebook or on social media are not always the same people that are going to come out to an event. One of the ways that you can market outside the box for this kind of event or anything else is to send press releases and talk to local newspapers. A lot of people think that papers and magazines are, getting way more stuff than they need, throwing stuff away and not printing. And that's not necessarily true, especially in smaller community newspapers. So if you do an event in a smaller community outside a major metropolitan area, let's say one of the towns outside of, say, Fort Worth or in between, like the mid-cities area, they may have some community newspapers that are going to love to get a hold of your story, and you're going to be able to market yourself that way. So it's not about using one or the other. It's about using each one to leverage the other. It's about making a holistic approach to marketing. And marketing, it's also about the terminology. Marketing is about getting known. It's about getting yourself out there. It's not sales, it's not advertising, and it's not public relations. Marketing is completely different. Each one of those four elements, marketing, sales, public relations, and advertising, are very different animals. And you can do the marketing in advance to go out and sell your book, which is sales is an exchange of a product for money, but they're not the same thing.
It almost sounds like you're talking about branding an author. Is that similar, or is that completely different?
No, branding is part of it. Branding is part of it because, and I think that the terminology branding is getting overused so much that I think it's lost its meaning. But, a cohesive marketing plan, having a marketing plan is part of branding. Branding is having a marketing plan. So branding, in the way it's being used in today's marketplace, is about having a cohesive plan to get yourself known and get to create those connections with people. So branding also includes making sure you have a good logo, making sure that your logo is easy to remember, and that you use your logo on everything. So, for example, if you're an author, your logo should be on your book. It should be on all the materials you do for handouts, all your bookmarks. It should be on your web page. It should be on all your social media. You should have a logo or a look for you as an author. You should have colors that speak to you as an author. And so that's part of branding, and you extend that into everything you do. So one of the things I talk about in this workshop is also, what does it mean to extend it? Well, for example, if you go to a book signing, you remember that if you're using black and white or yellow and black as your branding colors, that your table bring those colors together, and your tablecloths, all your stand materials, everything that you use matches your brand. So in other words, if black and white or black and gold, for example, are your brand colors, you don't want to have a tablecloth that's purple. Even if the event coordinator provides you a table with all purple tablecloths, you want to have your own tablecloth that brands you and sets you apart and above and consistently different from everybody else. But it speaks to who you are.
Okay. Why is this also critical for an author? I mean, all they've done is written a book, so why do they need to do all this?
Wow, well, I know that when you say all they've done is written a book, you and I both know that, that takes a lot of work. And there's a lot of persistence that goes into writing a book. And if they've done it well, they've done a lot of good market research, which is definitely going to help them sell their book. But it's important because you're not, unless you're unique and you just want to publish this one book for whatever reason, most people who write don't have just one book or don't want to write just one book. So it's it's important that your message be consistent in the way it sounds, the way it reads, and the way it appears. Because if you want to be an author that continues to grow and grow your audience, when they see your logo, they automatically are going to think about you and the books that they read. So it's about laying the foundation, laying the groundwork to build your business, because being a published author, unless you're doing this just as a hobby or you're leaving a book as a legacy and don't really care if you sell it, or you don't want to get speaking events, or you're not trying to leverage your business, if you're just doing a one-time book, then maybe this doesn't pertain to you. But if you want to be what we call an authorpreneur, it's really about having a business plan, and that business plan includes your marketing. It includes your market research before you even start writing a book. So it's not just a matter of, ta-da, I have a book, now let's go sell it. Because if you don't know who you're writing this book for, you're probably not going to sell many copies. So marketing is a multi-level, multifaceted experience, obligation to your readers.
And that's a lot for an author to fully get and understand. I kind of go back to the fact that the latest statistics show that approximately 5,000 books are being uploaded to Amazon daily, and there's over 4 million authors in the United States just alone, not including the world and stuff like that. So that's a lot of competition. So for them to stand out, doing what you are recommending at this session and your other session is really critical. Is that right?
It is very critical, and it's very daunting. I read a publisher study that, of the 1 million books that got published last year, 75% didn't sell a handful of copies. And that's because they didn't do the marketing research beforehand, so they didn't know who their reader was. So they didn't write a book that's for a specific reader. They didn't have a clear understanding of what their genre was, so their book is muddled as far as what genre category to even put it in. So, marketing is a multifaceted set of knowledge that you have to have. But the thing is that even though writing is an isolated event, and to be focused and to get our creativity going, we need to kind of be with just us and our computer or us and our pen and paper. Marketing is not something you have to do by yourself. There are people out here who've been there, done that. I've got a master's degree in marketing, and I've been doing marketing for 30 years. I do this, and I do it because I have a passion for helping authors succeed. But me teaching them how to do market research has to happen before the book gets written. Me teaching them how to market their book once it's published is something that they're going to do now, but hopefully what they learn now in the Marketing 101 is going to help them with their next book do even better up front with their marketing. So yeah, it can be daunting. It is a lot of work. If you want to be a successful author, until you have 4 or 5 books that have done really well under your belt, maybe even more, you can't just sit around waiting for people to come to you. You have to get out and know what you're doing and go do it.
And that's the challenge, is getting people to understand and get out there and do it, right?
Well, it is a challenge, but you know what? Again, you don't have to do this by yourself. And this marketing event that we're talking about that Texas Authors is providing to support authors, so that, one, you not only gain the information and the knowledge, but you're also networking with other authors and meeting other people that increase your marketing potential, and you're getting to learn people who are experts in their field at this Author Marketing University in the value that it's going to give an author, regardless of where you are in the writing or publishing process, whether you just got a book idea or whether you're on your 4th or 5th book. The experts that are being brought together at this Authors Marketing University do, and that includes teaching up-and-coming authors. And so that's why if you feel overwhelmed about marketing or any facet of that, whether it's, social media marketing or other kinds of marketing, this event, this Authors Marketing University, is a must-do for you. There's multi-levels of benefit for you: the networking, the learning, the education. I just can't say enough good stuff about why an author would want to go to this Author Marketing University.
Well, with that, we will stop. It is time for a commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk about your next session that you'll be doing as well.
Awesome.
Dear Texas would like to thank our sponsors.
McKinney, Texas has a rich history, one it embraces and loves to share with visitors. Nowhere is this more evident than McKinney's historic downtown, with more than 100 eclectic shops and eateries to explore. Situated just 30 miles north of Dallas, McKinney offers the perfect getaway from the urban hustle. For more about McKinney, check out www.visitmckinney.com or call 888-649-8499. The 3rd annual short story contest begins March 1st and runs through July 31st. Enter your short story for a chance at prizes and getting published. To learn more about this annual event, please visit our website at txshorts.com. Dear Texas would like to invite you to the McKinney Square Book Festival on June 3rd, 2017. The event will be held at the Performing Arts Center from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Meet 40-plus Texas authors, many of whom have won awards. Special events will take place during the day, and a special musical guest, Billy Dawson, will perform at 2 p.m. For more information, please visit our website, mckinney.deartexas.info. Wimberley Valley Tourism welcomes people to explore the many fine shops, restaurants, and wineries that make Wimberley special. More at wvtla.com. From concept to casting, recording to post-production, Spoke Media is dedicated to creating a superlative listener experience. www.spokemedia.io. EBG 247, where you can find ebooks galore 24 hours, 7 days a week at ebg247.com.
And welcome back to Dear Texas Radio, where we do encourage you to drop everything and read. And as you probably have heard me say before, please don't drop anything and break it. We don't want you to do that. But we do want you to pick up a good book, sit back, relax, and enjoy a good read. But tonight we are talking with Arlene Gale about an upcoming event happening on July 28th through the 30th in Houston, Texas. It is the Authors Marketing Event. It's our second event for this program. And it's also the first year where authors can be certified as marketing knowledgeable people. Not experts, because it's an ongoing process. So we don't want them to think that once they come to the class, they'll be an expert. But they will have so much information from all the different sources that are available to them, they will definitely become much better than the average author. And to help better understand why this is important, and one of the particular sessions that's coming up, Arlene's going to be talking about her other session that she's giving called As an Expert in Your Field, You Need a Top Quality Book to Grow a Business. In this particular case, she's going to be talking about why certain people, or in fact a lot of people, can use a good written book to help further their career. Is that correct, Arlene?
Yes, it is, Alan. Entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whatever you want to call them, people who have their own business on their own or small businesses, you go in business because you have an expertise, and you have that specific expertise because there's a need for that, and there are people out there who need that. And a lot of the clients I'm working with these days are people who fit into that market, businesses who have a message to share, and I help them write books. And the definition of books for this example is a little bit different in that, I can help them write the 50 to 80,000 word, book that we, can work on getting to bestseller status, and I can certainly do all of that. But I also work on doing little mini tip books and those guidebooks. So Alan, you've been on Facebook, and you see Facebook where it has that thing, click here to get your 5 key points for whatever, or the top 10 reasons to do blank. Okay. So those are guidebooks, and those are funnels that are used on a website to help build your mail list. And the cool thing about writing the guidebook is it gives people kind of a 10,000-foot overview of what your expertise is. And when they see that guidebook, it allows them to click on it to get more information and maybe connect to you. So what I tell my clients is that, if you're going through a neighborhood knocking on doors saying, do you need my service? Do you need my service? Do you need my service? You may knock on 100 doors before you get one person that says, I don't know, I might just need your service. Well, with this guidebook, what you're doing is you've eliminated the 99 people who have no clue what you're talking about and don't need your service, because when somebody clicks on your guidebook to download it, you capture their information and they're interested in your topic and your service. So this becomes a warm call and a potential client that you might not have otherwise had. So the guidebook, then there's the mini tip book, and it's just, it's being used in a variety of ways, and you might have heard or seen that this little mini tip book is being called the modern day business card. It's a leave behind that people can use for thank yous in their business. It's a way that speakers, for example, can mail books to different association heads to see about getting on their agenda for an annual conference. So anyway, it's all about getting people to get back into the written word to communicate.
Okay. Again, there's a lot of information here.
It is.
It seems like for most people going to this type of a session, they would be, as you said, the entrepreneurs and things of that nature, but it also applies to authors. And give me a brief understanding of how that actually applies.
How my session applies to authors?
Regular books,
okay.
The fiction and things of that nature.
Well, because we all have our expertise and we all should be writing what we know. And when we write what we know, we're more powerful, we're more convincing. And whether you write what you know as a fiction or a nonfiction, there are ways to get that message out there. And when we write what we know and we become an expert in a certain area, then that helps us leverage our expertise and grow our business and sell books. For example, if I say Stephen King, you know what he does. He's written enough that he's been able to leverage his expertise in scaring the bejesus out of people. If I say James Patterson, the same thing. If I say, Sandra Brown, they are leveraging their expertise. They're leveraging what they know, and they're writing in a style that is consistent and helps them build a marketplace. It helps them grow their business because they're writing what they know. Did that answer your question?
It does for me, but then I'm already aware of these things, but hopefully the regular author that has a better understanding. But if they don't, they can definitely attend this session scheduled for July 28th through the 30th in Houston. It's called the Authors Marketing Event. And the website is http://authors.marketing. No .com or anything else, just authors.marketing.
Well, and another example just comes to me too. If you read romance, you're probably not going to be very good at writing science fiction. If you read science fiction, you're probably not going to be very good at writing romance. So what is it that you read that speaks to you, that you enjoy? Because if that's the case, then that's probably the genre you should be writing in. And so that gives you some knowledge and expertise, because one of the things is when you say I'm writing in XYZ genre, you're making a contract with your reader that there are certain elements that a reader expects when they pick up a book that says it's sci-fi or it's murder mystery or it's historical romance. And if you don't know your genre well enough to honor that contract with that reader and you break it because you don't know your genre, you've lost a reader for life. So part of writing what you know and really building on your expertise is key, really important, and that's a lot of what I'm talking about in this session is what is your expertise? Where do you spend your time and energy learning and absorbing information, and how do you use that in the way you write?
And where can somebody get in touch with you to learn more about the sessions that you present and general information about marketing for authors?
Well, I would love for you to like my Facebook page, and that's Book Writing Business. It's Arlene Gale, the Book Writing Business Coach, but you can find me by just looking for Book Writing Business. I'm on Twitter at Arlene_Gale, and Gale is Gale, no extra letters, Gale. I'm on LinkedIn, again, Arlene Gale, ARLENE, GALE. I do have a book on Amazon.com and on the Texas Authors website called Face Forward, Move Forward. Yeah, and I've got a website too, bookwritingbusiness.com. You can contact me there and send me any questions. My email is Arlene@bookwritingbusiness. I have a passion for helping authors walk this walk. So if you have a question or you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll connect you with someone who will, because award-winning author, a best-selling, #1 best-selling author. How do you do that? Okay, so here's the deep, dark secret, everybody. Sit down and write. If you got a book in you, sit down and write. It doesn't have to be from front to back. You can sit down and just write whatever comes to you at that moment, and then get all those pieces out of you and on paper, and then you can go back and reorganize it later. It's just a matter of find the time, make writing a priority, and sit down and write.
All righty. And with that, we will end the show. I thank you very much for your time. I look forward to seeing you at the Authors Marketing event on July 28th through the 30th in Houston. Again, for more information about Arlene and the event, you can go to the website authors.marketing. That's all you need to type in, and it'll come up. Otherwise, if you want to do www.authors.marketing, you're more than welcome to. And we thank you for listening in to today's show. Y'all have a good day.
Dear Texas would like to thank our sponsors, Bourgeois Media and Consulting, a book publishing consultant where creative inspiration is realized. More at bourgeoismedia.com. I'm Alex Anthony, your announcer. For all inquiries regarding voiceover, narration, and announcing services as heard on this program, please make contact through voxluxstudio@gmail.com, voxluxstudio@gmail, or you can call 512-537-6077. Thank you for listening and for your support. Thank you for listening to Dear Texas Radio. To learn more about Dear Texas and its literacy programs, please visit their website at deartexas.info. I am Alex Anthony, your announcer. Have a great day.